Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Cuatro Cuatro Dos. Once again, this is your boy Christian, and we're back with Nico. How are you doing, Nico?
All good in the hood.
All good in the hood. So last week, obviously, we had a bye week. I was out of town, so I wasn't able to. I watched some of the games of week two, but I wasn't able to get together with Nico to kind of do the show. So we are back for week three, and then we're gonna give our suggestions, or not suggestions, but what we think is gonna happen in week four. So, like I said, we try to keep up with all the games. We try to keep up with all the matches. Obviously, there's 10 matches, and every weekend it's almost impossible to watch all of them unless you don't have a life or you don't have a job. And guess what? I have a life and I have a job, and Nico does as well. So
Yeah.
we try to watch at least one or two games a week, or at least some of the more relevant games that are going to be happening in the weekend. And we're going to try to give you some, I don't know if information, but some of the recap of what happened, and hopefully give you a different insight on whatever it may be. We're thinking about doing something with the MLS, so that might happen.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so we might look into that now that the MLS is going to the end of the season. There's only I think 10 games left. The Dynamo are really doing really good. So if you're an MLS person or a Dynamo person, that's also another thing for another day. But also you can watch the recaps of those, or at least the podcast on Bayou City Soccer. You can go to the YouTube channel over there and subscribe to that. But without further ado, let's get to week three of the Premier League. Nico, what games did you able to watch? What games were you able to catch? And just give us a little bit about those.
Okay, so I actually watched the Friday game, Chelsea versus Luton Town. I thought, like I keep saying, and I think I'm gonna stop until they win, or tie at least. They're biting more than they can chew. They played okay the first half. I think they had to go up, and then after the second half, they got demolished. So it's one of those things. They're a championship team. They're not a Premier League team yet. Hopefully they can be. And then what else did I watch? I basically watched the first half of most games. I didn't really complete the games. Usually I would start a game and then leave or try to catch the latter half of the more important games. So I started watching the Fulham game. That was interesting, especially with the first goal, like the mistake by Saka. Oh, okay,
Right?
this is gonna be an interesting game, and he just kind of mellowed down. So after that, I changed it to Manchester United because they were losing 2-1. So I was like, okay, this sounds like an interesting game. I want Nottingham to win, and they ended up losing. So it was interesting.
Let's
And
talk
then
about. Or
go
sorry, go
ahead,
ahead.
no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I mean, the last game that I watched was I think started watching the Burnley Aston Villa, and then I started watching the first half of the Newcastle Liverpool game, which I thought Newcastle had it in the bag. And then next thing I know, come out of church, check the scores. After tell Jesus, okay, thank you Jesus for the blessings, and then I'm like, oh, never mind, Jesus, thank you.
Liverpool's up. But let's talk
Yeah,
about that. That's the one that I wanted to talk to you about first. Newcastle, they looked like they were, having the right of way type thing, right?
oh
They were
yeah,
playing better. Even to the little that I watched, Almiron was getting a really good place. He hit the post, then the goalie saved one. Like that, it was kind of like for sure going in, and the goalie was able to
yeah,
keep it outside. And then they went down to 10 men. Liverpool did, right? And
yeah,
you were like, this is it, right? Like this is gonna be over. Newcastle's gonna run them over. They're at home. They got the people on their side. I mean, the plays looked like it was packed and booming. Like it was kind of crazy. And then Liverpool, they threw in Darwin Nuñez, as my friends at Vice Soccer like to say, a super sub. I hate that. I hate that term. But they threw in the super sub Darwin Nuñez, and he came in with a brace. And literally, I don't know if you saw the goals, but both of the goals were almost identical. Like a run through the right side, and then cross the ball to the left side, and kind of hits the post, and then it goes in.
yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, you just kind of did, but I don't know if you want to go into depth.
Well, I saw the first goal, the Newcastle goal, and then it was like a big mistake by. I'd be honest, he got a haircut, so I was like, who is that guy? but it was like Alexander Arnold. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I had to Google. I was like, wait, okay, yeah, I remember he got a haircut. But that was an interesting goal because like that guy just like took it. He's like, I'm gonna body everybody, and like because like he got like pushed out, like I pushed a little bit, but then he's like, nah, I got it. Like he seemed like I can't remember his name,
Number
but I
10,
probably
right?
put him. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
probably put it Gordon. I'm gonna probably put him on my fantasy team now.
Pull up your fantasy team. I want to see how many points you got, by the way. But
Okay.
but
Oh, I
as
forgot to I forgot to submit
damn.
the for the week. But last week I got 71. So since we
I don't
missed it, oh, okay. So yeah, this week I got 46. So I'm beating the average. The average is 44.
hey, that's good. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Liverpool and Newcastle out of the way. Liverpool with that win, they stay up there. I mean, there's only three games so far, but they're still in fourth place. So, still fighting for the top. Uh, Another one that is still kind of, trying to stay up afloat, trying to stay up to the fight, and another comeback was the Manchester United Nottingham Forest. You kind of
Yeah.
mentioned about that. Nottingham Forest randomly went into Old Trafford, went up 2-0, and Manchester United was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And they came back. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I was actually watching the Arsenal game on that one, and then they after I was like, okay, this game is getting mellow. Like you could tell like some games are getting like either Arsenal's gonna tie it or win, or and then after they were winning 2-1, I was like, okay, they basically won it at the 80th minute. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't. So I just went back to the Manchester United game, and I was like, okay, they're. But then Manchester United was like just destroying the goal. Like they were attacking left and right, and then the Nottingham got a red card, and it was just a massacre. And then the third goal came, and then that was the end of the story. I mean, it was a penalty by Fernandez. He killed it. I think I sent you a picture or a clip about it. I was like, I don't think that was a penalty. Personally, I don't think the guy
Oh
touched
yeah,
him.
you just finished.
I was
And
like,
you said it didn't go to VAR, right, on this one?
yeah, it just kind of went like straight to the like. Maybe I mean I'm watching it from like choppy 20 was it like 2 pixels. So I'm like, I don't know, but the ref is like right there too. So it's like,
So that was a
but
PK for that
for the
Bruno
game winner,
Fernandez, right? Yeah, for the game
yeah.
win. So I
So it's
get
like
can we say Manchester United got help from VAR again?
I want to say so. I want to
and
say so.
and the fact that they didn't go check it.
Yeah, it's like, I
Well, that's
mean,
what happened last time, right? Like it
yeah,
was the same thing. They didn't go check it, and it was a legit VAR
like
like
mistake.
foul. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Manchester United once again partnership with VAR. But I mean,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it was a really good comeback. Old Trafford. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard to go out there and beat Manchester United with a really good squad that they have.
yeah.
I mean, one of the players that also always stands out to me is Rashford. Man, that
Oh
guy
yeah.
is a freaking beast.
Oh,
So
he's good.
it's kind of insane. So,
Yeah,
and there's a couple of Argentinians in Manchester United, so I will
yeah.
always want Argentinians to do good. So I don't even know if they.
But I think the soul of the team is Bruno Fernandez though.
Oh,
He
for
plays
sure.
his
And
heart
I
out.
hate him. I hate Bruno Fernandez.
He has a weird looking face, but
Yes.
he's a good player.
I hate his face. I don't know why,
That's why.
but I really hate his face. I don't know who he reminds me of, but I really want to punch him in the throat. Like,
He has a punchable face.
yeah,
It's
he
one of those
does have
people.
one. He has a great punchable face.
Him, Richarlison. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah, yes, I agree. Completely agree. But let's go to the neighbor across the street, kind of. Sheffield United hosted Manchester City. We know Man City is a freaking power, right? Like a
Yeah.
powerhouse. Honestly, like every single line is just ridiculous. Um, Sheffield United, Haaland, another game, Rodri with a banger, and then the defender, he was able to redeem himself to kind of get that pass across. The one that gave Sheffield United basically that little bit, I forgot his name, that gave him the
Yeah.
back heel. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
What's the name of his defender? God damn it! You
Is
know what I'm talking
it
about? The bald guy, Walker.
Walker?
I don't know if you saw the goal by Fulham, or sorry, Sheffield, that Walker tried to do like a little back heel inside the box, and he basically gave it to the forward.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
saw
then
it.
he redeemed himself in that other in like the second
Oh
goal
yeah.
because he fought the ball against the defender and then he put the through pass that was able to get the rebound for Rodri.
Oh my
So
god, that was a banger too. He
right,
destroyed that goal.
those balls were like whenever you hit them, like when they like are bouncing and like
Yeah.
you're like, man, this is mine, and you just get it full power. Oof, those are the best. That's
It's
like
like
my
you play
favorite.
FIFA and you like hit the if you're playing like the PS, you hit the circle button, you just hold
Oh,
it,
full like deep, bro. Like just freaking
like break the button.
yeah, bro. Like it was hardcore. But I mean, I don't think it was. I don't think anybody expected anything different than this match. But I think
Uh,
it seemed like it. They had to work for it, right? Manchester City had
yeah,
to work.
I think the thing with Manchester City, it's like when the bunts are getting pushed, they're gonna destroy an attack. Basically, they go and
Yeah.
it's like they if they're winning 1-0, they're gonna hold it. They're gonna like keep it, try to score, but they're and that's how they win. Basically, they score, keep the possession and score. But if they're like down a goal or they're tying, they're like, oh shit, like they go into oh shit mode and
Yeah.
they're gonna be lethal. Like,
So crazy kind of I guess crazy stat. Manchester City three games played, 3 wins, 6 goals, 4 1 against, which was a mistake by one of their players. So
wow,
imagine it could have been negative, like a negative different or like at least a
yeah,
zero differential, or 0 goals against. And then out of the 6 goals that they have, 3 of them are from one player, Holland. So
bang. So,
half of their goals so far from one guy. So that's
oh,
pretty good, I
well, I
guess,
mean
if you're
that's what you get
Man
when you're
City,
a
right?
forward.
Exactly. But let's go to Arsenal Fulham. Great match by Fulham to what I saw.
Yeah.
Obviously going into the Emirates Stadium. Fulham, I think, it was, I think everybody thought Arsenal was going to get it. It's probably going to be a little bit easier. Fulham is
Mhm.
not known for having a great team. And they kind of came back at the end, right? At the end, and
Yeah.
they tied it up. They were able to go home with 1 point. And the thing about Arsenal is that these are the games that basically led Arsenal to give the championship
Oh
almost
yeah.
single-handedly to Man City, right?
Yeah.
Points, dropping points at home, making mistakes, and just I mean, the first goal came from a mistake, right?
Yeah.
And
No, for
then
sure.
the second game from the second goal from Fulham came towards the end, and they almost lost it too because Traore,
Yeah.
the Spanish guy, the one that uses baby oil on his arms. He
Traore.
yeah, Traore, he had a really good run towards the end, and he wasn't able to put it behind the keeper, but he almost did. So it could have
Oh,
been it could have been a disaster for Arsenal. They could have lost all 3 points, but I think they got lucky towards the end, and they were able to pull one out. But well, what do you remember about that? Tell me about that goal that you saw, the mistake.
so first of all, that goes. I thought he was. I don't know what I thought. I think the goalie thought he was gonna pass it,
Yeah,
so he took a step to his
yeah,
left, and then he's like, "Oh no!" Like you can see, like in his face, you're like, "Oh crap!" Like, and also like I thought the ball was gonna go out too. I didn't think the guy was gonna like pat like shoot. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't
from
have.
the little soccer experience that I have, I wouldn't shoot. I would have been like, look for the pass, or let me see who's
Or
open,
chip it,
kind of deal,
right?
or chip it. But
Yeah,
that was just like a straight shot, and it was close to the post.
yeah,
Like that ball could have easily gone out too.
yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like he meant it, right? He meant it to
Yeah.
go there because the goalkeeper did kind of give him the angle
Oh, you
when he
froze.
made that step. So props to the forward, props to the attacking player, because he kind of made the move that he was gonna
Yeah.
give the pass or maybe even chip it. So the
Yeah.
goalkeeper was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go back real quick," and then he gave him that whole angle to put it on the first
Mhm.
post, and Fulham went up top on that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as Arsenal has a great team, Fulham, I think, went in there, they did their job, got a point out of Emirates, and
Yeah.
they're like, let's call it a day.
No, it's one of those things, like those games that you have to like. You're a team that you're more than likely not gonna win, so you might as
Yeah,
well might as well try to get a point out.
exactly. So staying in London, kind of. We're gonna go to Bournemouth, Tottenham. Tottenham beating Bournemouth 2-0. It seems like I have a lot of Tottenham friends, but honestly, I don't keep up with Tottenham.
Yeah,
And I know they got a new coach, it seems like. And obviously, there's always that new coach bump, what they call it.
yeah,
So I mean, Tottenham is a good team overall, to be honest. Even though
yeah.
losing Harry
Yeah.
Kane, I think might be obviously it's like a different chapter in the club. But
Yeah.
I think they're number 10. I'm
Madison.
blanking on, yeah, I'm blanking on his name, but whoever his name is, he's really good, Madison. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a really, I mean, for the little that I saw, the dude, was he playing last year? I don't know.
yeah. He played in Leicester City. I'm looking up at his
Oh, okay,
stats right
okay.
now. So
Yeah.
I was like, I remember he played somewhere, but
Oh
he's.
yeah,
I mean,
he played in Leicester for a while.
yeah. So he was. I get one of those players that
Five
wanted to
years.
stay in the in the Premier League kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
So
not bad.
he's talented. I mean, no, he played really well. I mean, being a good
Yeah.
replacement for
Harry
Harry
Kane.
Kane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got
Even though
two
I feel like
assists, one goal.
yeah. I mean, isn't it wasn't Harry Kane a number 9 though?
Yeah. Yeah.
So different position. I mean, but still pretty good though. Harry
Exactly.
Kane would drop and like play with the team basically. He
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
just be
yeah.
like regular number 9.
Bro, the thing, if I was, I mean, looking at the stats, the player stats from last game, the one player that, the one with the punchable face that they need to get rid of is Richarlison, man. I mean, Tottenham, if they're in the market, they need to bring a number 9 to compete with this guy because
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if they have any other 9s on the bench, to be honest, but I don't think Richarlison is going to cut it. I mean, I think they're being very gracious to him, but to what I've seen, bro, this guy sucks.
Oh,
Yeah. So, what's your takes about on that?
I agree. I mean, like no, it caught off a little bit, so I was like, whatever he says, I agree.
Yeah.
But no, he like be honest, like I saw the highlights like recently, like right now, and I was like, man, like I'm not a pro. I will probably do the same mistakes. I'm not saying like that. There's that one video. It's like you get paid this much,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like
Viven
how
en
do
un
you?
country. Yeah.
And I'm like, son vendado por un quinientos. Like, how do you miss those things? Like, and I'm
For
like,
real.
bro, it's like I get it, like the pressure, but I'm like, you're a professional. You were born and made to do this. Like,
Right.
but I think, like you said, I don't know who's in the market right now. I mean, I know the transfer market is about to close. I think
Yeah.
soon, right?
Only a couple days left.
So I mean, I'm sure the post. How did he say his name? Supposed to Koglu, NG Postacoglu or whatever.
Oh, I
Is the
don't know.
coach?
You got me on that. Oh, the coach. I don't even know who it is,
Yeah,
to be honest.
I'm sure he's gonna listen to the podcast and be like,
Oh,
yeah,
of
they're
course.
right. Yeah, they
So,
they need to.
coach, if you're listening, bro, get you a number 9 that can compete with this kid because this kid ain't cutting it. And if you're
Yeah,
trying to win a trophy, like, y'all
just
need to
kidding.
get. I mean, you got Son on the left side usually, right? You
Yeah,
got this guy Madison that can feed you ball through the middle. You have this was it Kulusevski
Kulubescu.
guy.
Yeah,
It seems like your defense is pretty solid usually.
yeah.
They have a team to compete. I mean, right now they're sitting in third place, 2 wins, 1 draw. Goal differential is a plus, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're gonna, they're all. I think no, they're not competing in any Champions League. Huh? I don't think so.
I don't remember. I
Nope.
think they
No,
are.
they
No,
got no, they got kicked out
they got
last year.
bumped out.
Aston Villa
Oh,
and Brighton beat them to it.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't even have any other competitions than the like the
The
Premier
Premier
League
League
and
might as well.
FA Cup and whatever it may
Yeah.
be, right? So might as
Oh
well
yeah.
just go ham on that, dude. Like just every game, literally put your best out there. But Richarlison is probably not gonna cut it.
I mean, and I'm sure your friends from your Tottenham friends, have a giant trophy case at home.
Ooh, shots fired, shots
But
fired.
I,
But
I'm
no,
sure that
honestly, I actually wonder what they think of it because I mean, me and you,
yeah,
we don't really follow Tottenham, and this is how we see it from on the outside. I
yeah.
wonder how they see it from the inside, right? Like
No,
it would
for
be
sure.
cool.
I mean, that would be a good like perspective from them. I mean, like, so what do you
Yeah,
think about like your team kind of deal?
exactly. How
Like,
much do you
I
think
mean,
you suck? No, even I mean they're doing good. So
hey, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you could talk shit about Boca, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, they kind of need this, they need that.
yeah,
Like I could like pinpoint everything they need. I mean, they
yeah,
need a new team, but
kind of, not really,
kind of
but I
they
feel
they
you.
really make up again.
Yeah. All right, moving on before we get lost in the weeds. I mean, Tottenham did win 2-0, so another
So
victory, so that's good, right? Another
yeah,
victory, another clean sheet, but I think they could be more powerful, right? With better players up top. The next game we have is Brighton, which I think we were all shocked on this one.
yeah.
Brighton playing at home against West Ham. West Ham
Oof,
has
I
been
forgot
getting
about that.
stronger. That is no surprise to nobody, right? They did go to the final of the one of the cups last year, the Europa League Cup, right, against
Huh.
Sevilla.
Was it West
Sevilla,
Ham?
I think it was West Ham,
No,
right?
it was Roma.
You sure?
Yeah,
Well, but they went to the semifinal at least.
yeah. They got pretty up there, but not
They went
not.
far. They went far. They went pretty far.
Yeah,
Um, no conference league final stage. I don't know. The whole point is that they went far, right?
they went
So
far into something.
they played Fiorentina. They beat Fiorentina. Who won that shit? I don't know.
Uh,
Whoever. It don't matter. At this point, we're just talking. We're moving forward. But the point is that my point that I was trying to make is that West Ham does have a good team. And I thought Brighton, that was gonna be a good match.
yeah,
Two teams that maybe not a lot of people associate with like great teams, quote unquote, right? But
hmm,
they do have really good squads, really good coaches,
yeah.
and I think it was a total dominance here, but dominance by the Hammers. So what did you see on that?
I mean, I didn't get to watch the game, but from what I saw, like on the highlights, yeah, it looked like West Ham had it in the bag, kind of deal. Like
Yeah,
they and it kind of sucks. So like because you playing at home, so you think your team,
yeah,
usually you're gonna have your crowd, your team, you everything. You get well rested, whatever. You're at home, but now they I don't know what happened. Maybe they just kind of got choked up a little bit or got their. I mean, they've been playing really well, so it's like maybe they just got a lot on their head,
yeah.
like over their head. So maybe they just it's a humbling moment,
No, for
and they
sure.
need to. But one thing I did notice because I started watching Brian like mid like kind of late in the season last year, and it's kind of one of the things they struggle with. It's like those mid table teams, or like they could beat them, but at the same time, it's like especially like teams like West Ham or Everton or those mid like they're like in basically 8 through 16, like those are the ones that they usually fight with to stay up, and those
True.
like Arsenal scenarios, like those are the ones you need to win, but they usually fight for points.
Yeah.
So
Good observation. Good observation. So let's go ahead and move on. West Ham won that one 3-1 against Brighton. So a surprise, like we said. But we're moving on to the first game of the weekend, which you said it was Chelsea Luton. Obviously, we did mention Luton is still maybe like a championship team. I think they're right now they're just happy that they get to travel and play in these great stadiums. They haven't played a game at home. They're still renovating their stadium. I'm
yeah,
not sure when they're gonna start playing in their own home, but that's gonna be very fun and exciting to see that. Um, so we'll just have to wait for that. But I mean,
yeah.
Sterling had a freaking like picnic out there, right?
Oh yeah, he was
And
just
it was a 3-0. The dude was flying, huh?
oh my god, like I watched that one, and he was like it's like like the Sunday league, when you play like the one skinny guy
Yeah,
who's like chops the ball against like the fat guys, like the defense. That's how I felt like. I was like, man, he's going through everybody.
he's eating them
So,
up.
and I think he scored two and assisted one.
Yeah.
I don't remember like well, but yeah,
He had
uh,
one goal,
so
one assist for sure.
yeah. I mean, he scored two, so
Oh, okay, so he scored two. Yeah, I know he had one assist and he has scored one.
yeah.
So there you
So
go.
I mean, but it's an interesting. Chelsea's an interesting team too because they're young. They're a youngish
Yeah.
team.
They are, yeah, that is
So
true.
I think they're like another team that they have money to throw. So if
Oh,
they need
bro, they
something, they're
spent
gonna buy it.
so much money. They had the most expensive like
Squad.
Argentinian like last year with
Yeah.
What is it, Enzo
Enzo
Fernandez,
Fernandez. Yeah.
120, and then this year around 140 something for
With Versus.
Caicedo.
Yeah.
And
So
you're like Jesus,
it's like, where
like
do you
that's a
have so
lot of
much
money.
money? But
I
I
know,
think
right?
like I think it was like I saw something that was like they want to find a loophole or something that they basically can have unlimited cap basically.
Shout out to the loopholes, man.
Yeah. So I
Shout
mean,
out to the
I
leagues
think
that
they're
we keep.
gonna. I mean, they're beating an easy team. I mean, I wonder how it's gonna be when you play Man City or Man
Right?
United, or
Yeah.
I think they play Liverpool, right? Yeah, that was the first game.
We'll check. Yeah, we'll check at it right now. What they
Uh,
got next. Yeah, they got Nottingham Forest coming up, but it ain't.
yeah. So,
It's not too hard or too easy either way.
so what do you think about Burnley Aston Villa? I watched
Burnley
like a
Aston
little.
Villa. Yeah, I watched most of it. I kind of fell asleep the first like 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
Which was when Burnley scored, but the first half by Aston Villa was perfect. Like you couldn't have any more perfect first half, like for a team. And not only that, but like a player like Matty Cash. Matty Cash scored a brace. He scored the first two goals for Aston Villa, and he is a right back basically that now slowly they're kind of transforming him into a right wing.
Hmm.
So he actually started his career as a winger on the right side, and then slowly but surely they've been kind of dropping him back. So he always talked about how he had to learn to defend because he was very attacking minded, and I think putting him or giving him a little bit more space to just attack and not have to worry about defend
Yeah.
is giving. I mean, 2 goals, right? So we
Yeah.
see the fact that like whenever you're attacking, right, and like you're attacking on one flank, you always want your opposing flank to kind of close the door in the back,
Hmm.
so just in case this ball goes all the way across, somebody can reach to it at the end, just in case your forwards are not getting to it. And that's exactly what Matty Cash did. Both goals kind of came the same way. He was just kind of closing the door in the back, and he found himself with an open net, and that's just the work that you got to do. The second half obviously was a little bit more challenging. Burnley did score first, so it was like a 2-1
Yeah.
situation for a while, and then Aston Villa was able to put the third one and kind of like see the game away. But it was a really good first half by Aston Villa, and then a decent second half for Villa to kind of get the 3 points, much needed 3 points, honestly, because even though the last matchup, I think we also we beat Everton 4-0 at home. I think this one was a little bit more competition of like a team that's kind of on our level in a way,
Hmm.
but not really because Burnley is kind of like just coming up.
Yeah.
But it was good getting a win away.
Yeah.
So it was a good test for sure. Um, but let's go to it and let's get to the last two final games. Brentford went and tied against Crystal Palace 1-1. Um, the only thing that I saw was that the number 9 for Brentford had a really good finish on that goal. I don't know if you get to see it,
No,
but
I didn't.
basically got the ball on the like a corner of the box, kind of cut in, kind of like an Enzo Fernandez in the World Cup, and then just kind of curled the ball around the goalkeeper to the second post. It was a banger, honestly. And the goal by Crystal Palace was kind of lucky, kind of not. The actually I think it was a defender. He went to the floor to kind of save the ball from going out of bounds on the
Hmm.
touch line, and he was able to kind of get a ball, like a touch on the ball, and the goalkeeper and the defender were both kind of going through it, like trying to defend it, and the ball he was able to tip it, and the ball went through the legs of the goalkeeper. So he got lucky, but I mean he fought for it, so
Yeah.
it was like towards the end, so it was a good point for Crystal Palace about Brentford. Yeah, Brentford, even they're also one of those teams that you mentioned, like 8 to 16, that they're always like kind of giving you a hard time to kind of get through. So
Yeah.
a good effort by Crystal Palace to get a point. I don't know if you have anything to add for that.
No, I haven't seen. I didn't see the last 2 games. To be honest.
Bet. And then the last one, I think this is a really good game because it is two kind of relegation teams, Everton and Wolves. Everton, honestly, they're kind of trash this year again. They sit in last place so far with a -6, like 3 games, 3 losses, 6 goals against, 0 in favor. So
Ooh.
they can't score any goals and they only get scored on so far. And yeah, the Wolves keeper, man, I don't know if you saw the highlights on those. If you haven't, go watch them. He literally saved 3 balls that were for sure going in. And like, if you're an Everton guy, you're like, what the like, how is this happening to us?
Yeah.
And then the Wolves had like one, literally the ball hit the player in the face and it went in. and you're like, wait, that's it. Like
it's goal.
that's if I'm not mistaken, I think it's from that game that the ball literally hit the guy in the face and it went in.
Oh man.
And that was it. That was the goal of the night. And Wolves went into Everton. I think it's Goodison Park.
Yeah.
And they got the 3 points. So
Dang.
What do you think Everton is gonna get relegated? Or do you think they'll turn it around eventually?
I mean, it's been 3 games. I remember like I didn't put them on my list, but you did. I'm looking
I
at
did,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, seeing how it is now, they might be relegated. To be honest, but I think they're also one of those teams that like never. I don't know if they've never been relegated, so they're probably gonna like just appear somehow.
They've been relegated.
They've been relegated.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm sure it's been forever since the last been relegated. So. But I think it's gonna be one of those teams that it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, it's one of those like legendary, quote unquote, like
Yeah.
historic teams. So,
Oh
yeah. It's not easy, but it's also not hard. But as far as I know, they have always struggled.
To stay afloat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, if you're an Everton fan, be ready to like suffer type thing.
Yeah.
Especially the last few years. So shout
No,
out
for sure.
to Newcastle, I guess. Or I mean Everton, my bad.
No, and I think it's like they'll have like 1 or 2 good players, and then they usually get bought out. So I think I mean the last good player was like Wayne Rooney,
right?
but that's as far as I remember. I'm sure they had more. I'm sure there's like one that just got bought out.
Yeah. There was a defender, I think, an Hispanic defender.
Oh, see,
I can't remember. I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be honest. I don't keep up.
Yeah.
But let's move on. This week already, this Friday coming up, we have another another week starting week 4. Let me go ahead and write it down here on the handy dandy notebook. We'll make predictions. We'll work on a little graphic so everybody knows what we have picked for the week. And we'll just go ahead and do that. So first game of the week is going to be on a Friday. Luton Town will be hosting West Ham United. What do you think about
that? Well, West Ham just won, so
yeah.
they're on a high roll, so they're probably going to win this one. So it's going to be a W for West Ham.
I agree completely. I think the Hammers are going to go to Luton Town or wherever they play, if they play over there.
Yeah.
And they're going to whoop ass. So that's going to be that. Sheffield United is playing Everton at Sheffield United.
Oh. I think it might be a tie. Because they're both like struggling right now. I think Sheffield is trying to figure out like how to compete. And this might be like a good game to like equalize, like play out there like at a premier level.
Yeah.
And Everton's struggling, as we know. So I'm gonna say it's a tie.
All right, I'm going Sheffield United. I think they're kind of on a good note. I mean, they played somewhat of a good game against Man City. It is Man City,
yeah,
and they did give them a fight. So I think they're gonna beat Everton at because
okay.
they play at Sheffield. So we'll go with that. This one's gonna be a battle of the beasts. Brentford against Bournemouth.
Oh, that's I want to say the Killer Bees because I don't know.
Well, I think the Brentford is the beast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The
Oh,
Brentford.
oh, okay. Okay, my bad. I thought you were talking about both.
Yeah.
Brentford.
No, no.
I'm actually going with a tie. I don't know. I just see them very equal.
Okay.
We got Burnley against Tottenham at Burnley.
Now, oh, but Ton, I don't know because Burnley's like been struggling lately too. They're
Yeah,
I think their coach I think is Vincent Company and he's like he was a great like in championship, but now it's like a whole other level like kind
a
of
whole
deal.
different
It's
ball
like
game.
yeah, it's like you're playing FIFA in like regular mode, and then you go like world class or like exemplary level, and you're like, oh shit, like what am I doing? Kind of deal. So I want to say Tottenham on this one.
Tottenham. And I'm gonna say the same thing. Tottenham, it is. I think Tottenham, like we said, they have a really good team, so I think
Yeah.
they should be able to take it. Next up is Chelsea against Nottingham Forest.
Uh, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Ah, yeah, I say Chelsea. They play really well, and Nottingham has been struggling. They really don't have any forwards, to be honest.
You know
Okay.
what? I'm going tie. I feel like I mean Nottingham gave a run, ManU a run for their money, and
When?
I'm all three through the 3-2.
Oh, Man United. Yeah,
Yeah. I say ManU. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I heard Man City for some reason. I was like,
No,
well,
no, my bad. But yeah, so I think that they might give Chelsea and also a run for their money. So why not?
yeah.
Fuck it.
Okay, that makes sense. I still think Chelsea's gonna win. So
That's fair. That's fair. I can see it. Man City, Fulham.
now I got Fulham on this one. They're gonna win it.
Really? At Man City?
No,
I mean,
I forgot.
you
I was
pick
just throwing
whoever
like
you want.
random ones. Uh, oof. Oh
Man
no.
City against Fulham.
And they had a red card. Nah. It's a the Man City.
With it, Fulham played Arsenal. They tied Arsenal at
Yeah.
Arsenal. You still going City?
Yeah, City. No, I was just kidding. I was like, I was gonna throw a random one. So
Yeah, I'm going City too. The next one is actually going to be a really good game. I think
yeah.
personally is going to be Brighton against Newcastle
Oof. I'm gonna go for
at
Brian
Brighton.
because I have to go for Brian because I
I
chose
think
him as my
yeah,
team for this year.
I'm gonna
So
go Brighton again or two
yeah.
because I think they're gonna have to bounce back
Hmm.
from the defeat against West Ham and new even though Newcastle's a really good team. I'm
Well, they
really
also lost too, and so they're both gonna be like hungry for a win.
yeah that's true. I forget. I'm still going Brighton. It is what it is. All right, Sunday matches. We have three of them. We got Crystal Palace Wolves.
Um, hmm. I mean, it's one of those things that like I probably won't watch that one, but
Yeah,
because like Liverpool has some of this right now, so I'd probably say a tie. They don't seem Wolves don't seem that hot, and I don't think Crystal Palace has been. I what did they? How did they do last game
they tied 1-1 like towards the end.
again?
They played.
Yeah,
They
Brentford.
played Brentford.
Yeah, so I want to say there's gonna be another tie.
Another time.
Yeah,
I went Crystal Palace. I think I don't know. I see Crystal Palace. They get pretty strong at home.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
think they might win it. And Wolves they're not really convincing me right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Crystal Palace. This one is gonna be a good game personally. This one and the next one. Liverpool, Aston Villa.
Uh, this is gonna be a tough one. To be honest.
Yeah,
Because like they're playing at Anfield, so
they
Liverpool has
are.
an advantage. But Aston Villa has been playing hot, so I want to say Aston Villa. I don't think Liverpool. And Liverpool just Van Dijk had a red card last game, so
Yeah,
that's like the main piece that they usually rely on.
yeah.
I know they have like Konate. Is the guy's name is? I don't know. Oh, never mind. He's injured, or he's doubtful. But still, I think Aston Villa could pull something off. if they come out like hot and early.
Yeah, I agree. I will also go Aston Villa kind of for the same reasons. I think Liverpool might be missing some pieces. They might be feeling kind of down, even though what do? Do they win or tie?
Who? Liverpool?
Liverpool, yeah.
They won, I think.
They won. They won
They
to
won the v
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Super sub, yeah. I still think Aston Villa is gonna pull through. I like Aston Villa's chances away.
Well, you also got that. Remember, like you got the super sub, so
I know.
you
I
can't
hate
count
that
them
word.
out. You can't
I
count them
hate that
out.
word. And then to finish off the week 4, it's going to be a really good game. Arsenal, Manchester United at Arsenal.
But then Arsenal struggled last game,
Yeah, they
and
sure did.
they played at home, I think.
They sure did. They play
So
Sheffield, I think.
so yeah, no, they played
Oh, they play Fulham. Fulham.
Fulham. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Fulham's gonna win it, but
Yeah.
I think Arsenal still has it though in the bag.
Arsenal.
It's gonna be a badass game though.
I'm going. Oh shit! I wrote it backwards, but I'm going ManU.
There you go, man. You.
I'm going ManU. I feel like ManU's they get bigger in these games for some reason.
Oh yeah, no,
And
they
then
shine.
and Arsenal, I feel like se cagan. Like they just kind of shit the bed.
Well, I remember the last game they played together, or like during regular season, it was a bloodbath. It was like 3-2 or 3-3, and then Arsenal came and won it at the last minute.
Damn.
Like it was a badass game.
Well,
That's why.
we're gonna have to wait and see then. So,
Yeah.
a few games on sorry Saturday. So most of the games is gonna be one Friday, a few games on Saturday, like most of the games on Saturday, and then 3 on Sunday.
Yeah.
The better games are gonna be on Sunday most likely usually. So
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have Liverpool, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Man United. That's probably gonna be the games of the week. Newcastle Brighton, that's going to be another really good game to watch on Saturday after about 11:30 a.m. here Central Time.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's going to be it. We can talk MLS another time for sure, but for now we're going to keep it like this. Thank you everybody for listening, keeping up. Let us know your predictions. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think? Let us know about Tottenham, Liverpool, whoever your favorite team is, and let us know if you think our takes are good or bad, decent, terrible, whatever it may be. And we'll take all the criticism and all the love as well. So Nico, can you tell the people where they can find you?
I finally got the Twitter, Nico
Yes.
Butayas, and then got the Instagram, Nico Butayas. So basically,
Yeah.
anything you're gonna find me at Nico Butayas.
There we go. And then you can find me everywhere as well under Chris Putalias. And then, just find the show at 442. Don't forget, follow the YouTube if you haven't. Go click subscribe or whatever. And yeah, just Instagram, Twitter as well. Go follow us there. And we'll see you guys next time with week review of week 4 and results for week 5. So we'll see you guys. Deuces.